My wife has no opening between her legs. You are banished from this kingdom. Only a cursed maiden will not have opening in between her legs. I people, the spirits have spoken.
Olama was banished into the evil forest. No one believed her. She tried convincing the prince they should seek the face of the gods to know the cause of her problem, but he refused, saying they have not seen such in their village and it is an abomination. Olama packed her things and left the village shamefully crying. Her stepmother and daughter was happy because now that she is gone, Adora, her stepsister, would have the prince to himself. Olama's mother died when she was very little. A year later, her father married another woman. Some years after marrying another woman, her father died, leaving her with her stepmother, Mrs. Ogwaka, and her daughter, Adora. Olama was the kind of girl people spoke about in low voices, not just because she was beautiful, but because she was good. Her laughter was gentle, her heart was soft, and wherever she went, peace seemed to follow her. When the prince chose her to be his wife, the whole village celebrated, but not everyone was happy. Adora, her stepsister, has always wanted the prince to herself. She saw how people admired Olama and saw how the prince Eze looked at her and gifted her every time, and she would be peeping from the room jealously. After numerous efforts to turn the heart of the prince against Olama and make him love her, she decided to go diabolical since the prince is not seeing her. She visited a native doctor far away from their village. When she got to the native doctor, she requested for a charm that would close the hole between Olama's leg and that would make the villagers accuse her of being cursed and banish her from the village. The native doctor gave her exactly the kind of charm she requested for and told her to sprinkle it on Olama's undies on the day of the marriage. That is an easy task, she said to herself. Since they live together, she knows everything about Olama, where she keeps her things, when she sleeps, and when she wakes up. She thanked the native doctor and left. On Olama's wedding day, before she went to bed in preparation for her wedding, she brought out everything she wanted to wear and placed it on the chair. Adora sneaked in and sprinkled the charm. Olama didn't notice anything. Olamma wore the underwear and the marriage dress. She didn't notice anything. At night, after the marriage, according to their tradition, the prince was supposed to come out and tell the villagers who were waiting that his wife was a virgin. As the heir to the throne, he was supposed to marry a virgin or else he will die. Unfortunately, when he wanted to do the deal with Olamma, there was no hole for him to penetrate in between her legs. The prince shouted in shock, "Abomination! I have never seen or heard such a thing in my life." He quickly wore his clothes in and shouted in anger. "What are you?" he asked. "Everything in between your legs are closed." "What do I tell my people? And I can't lie to them either, or else both of us will die. Please, can we seek the face of the gods?" Olama said softly. The prince looked at her disgustedly. "Why didn't you tell me about this since all this while? I had holes in between my legs. I just don't know what happened this night." The prince stared at her and dashed out of the room angrily. He saw the whole villagers waiting to hear his announcement so they can continue the celebration happily and everybody can go home. Some elders saw the disappointment in his face and went closer to ask him, "Hope everything is alright." He took them to the back of the palace hut and told them what happened. When they heard it, they screamed in shock. "Hello! Even with my grey hair, I have never heard or seen such a thing in my life," one of them said. "That is an abomination," the other added. "The gods placed a curse on her. Any woman who has no holes in between her legs is cursed by the gods themselves. You have to banish her immediately and announce to the villagers what happened, or else she will bring calamity upon us and kill every one of us." After so much deliberation, he announced to the villagers about what happened, that his wife has no opening between her legs. Olama was banished into the forest that night. She walked into the forest with her bags on her chest, holding it tightly. When she got to a particular place, she threw her belongings on the floor and cried bitterly until she fell asleep. The next morning, she continued her journey deeper into the forest. At noon, while still on her way, she started hearing voices of farmers from another village. They speak a different language. She had gone deep into the forest. She was from Obene village, one of the smallest villages in the Seven Kingdoms. The villages were splitted into seven after a long, painful war. According to the agreement, any village who wins the war will become the greatest of all the seven kingdoms, and every other smaller villages will bow to that village. They agreed. Until then, it has been so. Olama took a deep breath when she saw a river. She quickly dropped her things and drank from it and washed her face. 3 days later, Adora visited the prince to greet him, but she had a plan. The native doctor had given her a charm to rub on her palm while going to visit the prince. But the charm didn't work on the prince. She tried her best. She even tried to seduce the prince, but it didn't work out. The prince later married the palace maid named Udo. She wept bitterly as she looked at Udo and the prince as they got married. When she got home, she cried bitterly to her mother. Her mother tried to console her and told her to go back to the native doctor. That native doctor will have a better solution for you. When she got to the native doctor told her that no royal family in that Ubene kingdom can be charmed with any kind of charm. But I have a way out, the native doctor said. What is the way out? Adora whispered, eager to hear the way forward. After drinking from the river, Olama stood up to continue her journey because she collapsed beside the river. The prince from the seven greatest kingdom, who is ruling the whole seven villages, including Olama's village, came out to hunt. He heard the sound and said, "What was that? I heard something fall like a rock close to the river." "We heard it too," his guard said. The prince quickly rushed to the place and carried Olama up.